Alrighty, undetermined my mission to use the dies and make another quick project. We're going to try to do a card. Let's see how successful I am, and let's see if I don't lose my voice in the process. But I remember really liking this card too, so I'm going to do my take on it. Again, I'm not using the same paper that because I wanted to really focus on the sunflowers, so I'm coming back with this. I'm going to use this sheet of paper. So give me just a second. I'm going to cut up all the pieces and I'll be right back and we're going to put this together, okay? I am back with the inspirational magazine and paper cut up. Again, I'm using this, as I've said before, the sample and the inspiration picture is a guide. It is not a girdle. So I've taken my spin on it. I really wanted to use this paper because I thought it would play off the sunflowers because I really did like this sentiment. I do want to use those dies that are shown right here, which are right here. So I'm going to break them out. So then I just had to do a little widgeting because the measurements given in this magazine are metrics. Metrics and I don't mix. So I had to adapt the card to work with US card measurements. Plus, I had to make this strip right here. When I measured, I took my ruler to this die right here. In fact, let me pull it out because we are going to die cut with it as soon as I figure out how to open this thing. Because I'm nothing if not consistent. But this, which is what we're going to use, it's two pieces that we're going to use. Let me see if I can, okay, pull them out without like busting it in half. Okay. These two pieces, the outside die is 6 inches. So because 4 by 6 is a very common card size in the UK. Not so much for us. It is not your standard A2. So I decided to go with an A7, which is 5 by 7, and then my take on the layers. So I went ahead and then I cut my A7 at 5 by 7, and then I got a craft piece of paper, cut that down to 4.5, excuse me, by 6.5. And all these measurements are going to be down in the description. And then I went and pulled a contrast color, and I really like this teal because it almost picks up off of these leaves and for sure off the leaves of on this sentiment. So my teal piece is cut 4 by 4.25. I just wanted a smaller, and I probably should cut it a little bit larger because I just to have that little bit of, I really like that little sliver kind of effect. But there you go. It's the beauty of a handcrafted item. So I have this now 4.25 by 6.25, and then flat out because I needed this panel to measure for the die to fit across it. Right. There we go. It's going to be 4. So this piece is 4 by 6. So they're all going to nestle one inside the other. And then I'm going to cut these two. So let's take a second. Let me set aside the girdle or the knot girdle. And let's first put these pieces together because it's the easy part of this project. Not that this project is difficult. It just made me do math. I hate doing math. Okay, it is just like torture. I can spell. I can, I'm a spelling bee queen kind of a person, but no, numbers and yeah, not so much. I'm gonna put just a little smidge in there, and that's not the layer I needed to do first. Oh my goodness. Oh lordy, here we go. We're gonna do the craft first because that is our bottom layer. We'll just, whoops, that went a little bit over. That's okay. There we go. I'm gonna peel out. My gosh, now suddenly this stuff is like super sticky. Use that. I'm gonna use the die cut in a minute. So first, let me go ahead and center this and commit to adhere it down. There we go. And now, since we've already, there's still a little bit of glue, right? That little bit of tape. Where is my, I'll find it in a second. I'll take care of that with a adhesive eraser. Now we're just going to go in with the blue. And I really love this teal blue. So when I found it in my stash, because this is all Tonic paper, by the way. This blue is teal blue. The craft paper is just Recollections craft paper that I have tons of. I have bought on sale over the years and collected obsessively. So I have a ton of craft paper. And then this is obviously the paper that came with the magazine that I love, and I'm really liking how this looks. So let me, and I still have, whoops, we still have, we still have extra leaves. I can use leaves on this card. Hey, don't put it past me. And I can tell right there, I have picked up a cat hair. I already see it there, but it's on the back side, so nobody but you guys and me are going to know that there is a cat hair on the back of that card, because I am not going to tangle with trying to get it off. Let's see, can I? Is it worth it? Let's see. No. That is it. I gave it, 10 seconds of my time, and that was all I'm willing to do. And then we're just going to put this down. And look, voila. I like it. It is not the same as the guide, but that's okay. It's all good. Okay, so now what we're ready to do is I'm going to die cut my 2 pieces, which will basically fit just about the scrap piece of paper. Oh, no, it won't. Will it? Yes, it should. We're going to find out in a minute, because I looked at this and I think I took a ruler to it and measured it out to make sure. Of course, now what I'm going to do is spend 10 years centering. This is the part I hate. Where's my washi tape? Is centering. Give me a second. I want to bring this down closer to me. You should still be in frame. There we go. And we're going to commit to right there on the edge. Let me bring back the marquee. Hello, marquee. And where is my folder? Hello. There it is. I just buried it amongst stuff because I've just shoved a bunch of stuff here to the side to get it out of my way. I finally had to break out a new folder because I could have still continued using the folder I was using, but it was just getting to be really a hassle getting it through the machine. And at some point, you just have to concede the point. Okay, never mind. You are ready for Social Security. We are going to retire you. Okay, and let's see. Let's take a peek. That looks pretty darn tootin' good. I think it is, except for, no, yep, it cut all the way out. And that's all I care. So there is one part of it. Now so give me a second. You saw that? Let me die cut the other one off camera, okay? We're down to the home stretch. So I have my strips of gold. I have my, actually, I'm telling you I have my strips of gold because I decided to back this in gold. If you look at the sample is backed in yellow, but I wanted to have that pop because we've got some gold in the sentiment here. So I pulled out some Harvest Gold that I have, and it's also the mirror card. So it's this mirror card from Tonic. It's Harvest Gold. If you're interested, I'll link that all down below. But I am ready to glue this together. Oh, what fun. I can just hardly wait for the next 10 seconds to happen. But I'm going to go ahead, and because I know I need some widget time, let me pull out. Now, you know what? This is the moment where we're going to break out. Wait a minute. Let's break out our new little bottle. So we're back to my old faithful Barely Art, but because this is going to give me a whoops. That was even with the micro nozzle. That was not good. So let's just pull that out, and we'll glue it onto me for right now. But I just want to do a thin line, but I'm using the Barely Art because it stays wet just a little bit longer, because I have got to quickly get all the way around this. And then I'm going to have to put a couple of spots in the middle to hold this down because it's going to want to bubble up. That's for sure, because you can tell it got a little bit. So let's put there, and we're just going to go here and here. And I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I have no idea what's Bo's problem, the basset hound. But he's like, So I don't know if he needs to go outside and that's a polite hit. It might be. So let me get this down and we'll go figure this out with the dog. But I don't have a lot of moving around room because, of course, you don't want this to show up on the mirror card. So let's just press it down and just make sure that the mirror card doesn't stick out of the edges. That's all I care about, really. And then I got to press so that the glue holds down. See, there you go. So I got my one strip, and I will come and do the other strip off camera, and I'll be right back. Well, I am back with 2 glued down panels. And you will ask yourselves at this point, you would be asking me, Myra, why do you have a blue panel cut out? And I will answer, because the fiends at Tonic made the sample, and they have, if you look at the sample, we're going to go back to the sample. I keep referring you back to it. And they put all these little blue dots, and you know what they are? They're cut out. They're the cutout centers right here. I've got one that already popped out, and it's on. Let me grab it with my little pickup tool. It's this little tiny little microscopic dot, and they literally go, I'll tell you right now, right here. So you're going to put down your little dot of glue and go blind trying to put these in. And actually, look, on the first try I lucked out. And it goes. So I have all of these to go, but they literally pop right out of here. So I'm absolutely a complete lunatic. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that. So I am now going to struggle for the next 3 hours trying to pull these all out by myself. But I'm going to do that off camera, okay? So I'll be right back. As I said, 3 days later, okay, maybe it's a little slight exaggeration, just a little tiny bit. But I got all my little dots in. I did have to cut 2 strips, even though I don't go all the way across, because this covers part of them. So hello. One other thing I did want to add, I want to die cut 2 of these flags. So I'm using the little strips left from cutting out the gold card to cut out these little flags. And actually, I'm just going to do this really quick. I was going to say I'll do these off camera, but I should have just done them off camera and not tell you about it. So we're just going to do these really, really quick. Unfortunately, I have to cut them out one at a time. But the card itself, what it uses is one of the cut aparts on each side of this piece right here. And I'm like, no, because it's gold and it has a sentiment on it. I'm like, we are not going to cover that up with this one. So I thought, wait a minute, there's a die there that makes a flag. So it's like, hello, Bueller. Let's do this. So since I had these little pieces of gold left, we're going to do the same effect, because I thought it's cute. It covers a little bit of space. What the heck? And I can use up some of that scrap that I have left. It got an instant use. Okay. So here are my 2 little flags that I can now literally put on each side. And look, it does a little bit of embossing. Ooh, I like that even better. So I like that embossed look. So I'm going to put these on each side. So let me grab a second. Let me grab my foam, because I can literally do this just with foam, with the foams. I'm going to glue this. Not with that one. I have to use the rectangles. That's not wide enough. Or I can use just a strip. Where are my rectangles? There they are. They were hiding. Rude. So we're just going to grab these. I'm just putting, literally, I'm going to line here. Let me go. Well, I've got to center it. That's always the fun part. So I'm going to use this literally as a template to center. Actually, I don't need to center it. I just need to center it up and down. Not so much side to side. And then be kind of equidistant, so they stick out evenly on both sides, because how I'm going to hold them down is with the foam dots. This is my foam rectangle. Actually, all I had to do is do one, and then I could do the other. So I'll go one here. God help us if I don't do this straight. Okay, now we're going to, since we do know it's, okay, is that straight? I think it's straight. Okay. I'm just going to use the line on my grid here to straighten and line this up and straighten it out. We hope. We're about to find out. Let's see. Yeah. Woohoo. And I'm just going to put one in the middle. And I've done 2 things at once. I think mine sticks out a little bit more than it does in the sample. and I can still fiddly fart with it. But what I got to do now is I have this other piece of Kraft that this goes glued down to in no small easy fashion. So I'm going to grab my Barely Art, because I'm going to have to widget this a little bit, because there's a little bit of on each edge. And this gives me widget room better than tape or anything else. It's the wet glue that allows me to just, I'm going to glue this down. And then leave like literally 1/16 of an inch right there. Just a little bit there. And then I'm going to, excuse me, come back around. And now we got it going on this side. There we go. We're going to come back around. And now we've got this. And we have a bigger space in the middle than I anticipated, but now we are committed because it should be even. This space should be even with this, and that was with me doing math. But remember what we said about, or what I have said about my ability to do math. And this, I want to move it down, but it's not letting me. And I'm going to only destroy it by trying to force the issue. So we're going to leave it as is. And then all we have to do is add this, and I'm going to leave it that way. I could push them in, but I kind of like that. So we're going to let it go. So now we are ready. Why am I doing that? I needed to turn this upside down, not the card, because now we're ready to add our panel. We're just ready to, so we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. So all I do is just squiggle some glue down. Let me go to the edge too. Let me just do a little string along the edge. Move here before I get glue on that too. And then I'm actually going to stand up to eyeball center that, because it goes to the edge right here. So I more need to watch that it's even up and down. And there we go. So now we have that. And then now all we have to do is we're going to take off our handy dandy backings off our foam triangle rectangles, or poke the crud out of our foam one or the other. And then we're going to center this. I gotta stand up again. Right here, up and down and side to side. Oops, down here a little bit. I forgot I got to center use my flag as actually the centering point. And there we go. There we go, guys. A quick and dirty card. I'm not sure about how quick this was, because I'm not kidding you. It did take me, I don't know, 3 or 4 songs to get through pulling all these dots out and putting them in. So it's a little bit painstaking work. And I should follow my own advice about the sample being a guide and not a girdle. But I really like the effects. So it's like, okay, here we go. And I now have 2 extra strips for another card. So we'll see where I make use for these. But anyway, guys, thanks a lot for hanging out with me for these 2 projects out of the magazine. There's lots more to be done with it, but that's all I'm going to do with you guys. All right. So if you like this, got something, it's some inspiration from it, by all means, give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment if you wish. And if you want to come back and see more of my non-stop madness, then hit the subscribe button and ring the bell, and you know when I'm going to be back, because I will, because I'm compelled to keep making things. Otherwise, guys, have a great evening or a great afternoon or a great morning. Just have a great day, all right? And don't forget that around here, we are all a little mad here. So let's all scrap the madness together, okay? I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.